What's going on, everybody? It's the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today, it's a quick weekend update. I'm going to make it super quick. Looking over here at the altcoin market and tying that into the Bitcoin price chart. Yesterday, we saw a bunch of green action happen over here in the cryptocurrency market. As we were talking about in that video, we were getting back to the 200-day moving average here on the altcoin market collectively. If you remember what happened the last time we got to the 200-day moving average, that ended up being a big breakdown point for us. So here we are, we're at it right now. Everybody make your own best guess on what's gonna happen there. I'm gonna speculate on it myself right now. But just know, last time we got there, big problems. However, I'm not in the camp of thinking that it will. You make your own decision. But if you go onto Twitter out there, you will certainly see a bunch of people screaming for gloom and doom and Goblin Town, and we're going to crash and burn to 12 to 14K for Bitcoin. I presented a lot of cases on this YouTube channel on what is so similar of the current price action in the market right now to how the bottoms came in 2014 and in 2018. We're not going to run through all of those things right now. But when it comes to the 200-day moving average, we will at least address that one. We've studied this fractal that emerged right here. This is the same fractal that actually emerged. Here we can look at it a little bit closer to kind of put it into your brain real quick. This fractal right here is the same one that emerged at the top of the Bitcoin price chart when the top came in at 69,000. But as we know, as it went back to the 200-day moving average, the price of Bitcoin eventually ended up falling 63% with this fractal. At the same time, that same fractal emerges, we hit the 200-day moving average, price breaks down and capitulates a whopping 63%. Exact same percentages. Point being is, yes, we did get rejected from it right there. We're back at it right now. It's a problem child for us. And everyone make your best guess. I'm going to speculate, but you make your best guess. Of course, we all know if I think the bottom is in, I think the 200-day moving average is going to break, and that the people that are screaming for Goblin Town from here are wrong. Now, as we know, this was also the exact same fractal that emerged at the capitulation ending for Bitcoin back in 2014 and 2015, and we've just been humming along doing Wyckoff accumulation down in here. One thing to take notice of what happened here back in Bitcoin for 2015 is what happened with the 200-day moving average in here. And well, why don't we look? At the top, I have our current altcoin market cap. On the bottom, I have Bitcoin from back in 2014 and 2015. Notice anything similar going on here? I sure do. We can even see how the price behavior has worked in this whole area in here right now. Nearly identical accumulation that has happened in here for the altcoin market collectively as it has now worked its way back to the 200-day moving average. So my bias is we will get through it. The biggest question is going to be what's going to happen after that. Is it going to be continuation of all of this stuff right in here? Or like we saw with Ethereum back in 2016, where it's more of just a break and go? I think either are possible, but I also don't think it's going to reject here. It may have to work it for a little while. It may have to grind against it for a little while, but I think it's getting through. And so the things that I'll be keeping my eyes out for, and the reason why I talk about this right now is there's a huge group of people out there right now who are expecting the price to reject from right here, right now. But then what happens if price gets through? Right? So if price gets through, there's going to become incredible excitement. But then what happens next? What happens if price for Bitcoin and for the altcoin market goes and sets a new high above May of earlier this year? So what if we set a new 6-month high right in here? Then what happens? Then we likely start seeing extreme excitement emerge in the market. But the thing that we, or at least I, have to be cautious about is Wyckoff accumulation happening in here. So the reason I say this stuff is that right now, all the bears still exist out there. They're all super bearish. They're all screaming that it's going to crash and crumble. We're going to 12 to 14K. But what starts happening to their scenarios, if we go a little bit higher and take out the 200-day moving average, then what happens to their scenarios that if we go and we take out the high setback on August 14th, then do those bears still exist, or does the market turn completely euphoric? Only for all of them to get wrecked in a spring. And it sounds cruel. It sounds like the market being mean and everything. And that's just the way markets are. But right now, the scenario that the general public of the bears are playing is that we're going to reject from here and head straight down. But I do think we are not going to reject from here. I do think we're going to get through. The thing that I'm going to be watching for, though, so once they all turn into bulls, I'm going to be coming on here and being like, okay, here we go. Now are we going to go into spring? Or are we on our way? And either of those are fair arguments to make until we get there to see how price behavior behaves. If we just go for a clear break upwards, it's really optimistic. But if we act like we've been acting perfectly, I mean, you can see it in here. It's all ridiculously identical for a Wyckoff accumulation happening in here. Look at these things. This is just silly. That, all the caution will be coming up in here. So I'm not listening to the bears. Maybe I'm naive, but I'm not listening to them. I do think we're going to eventually get through. You do what you want. We're at the 200-day moving average. You see what happened last time. I wanted to give you the argument of what the bears are screaming out there is that we're going to break down from here. I wanted to show you why I just don't think that's going to happen. However, it's certainly possible we still have to stay here for a while to work it before we break through. Otherwise, relatively quiet day after an exciting day yesterday in the markets. I told you guys I would check in with you. We did it. We got to the 200-day. We did get paused out by it. Now it's just a waiting game to see what happens from here. Can we get through quickly? Or do we have to build a big old bull flag underneath it before we can get through? I've definitely had my eyes on it all day to see if we would get something. So I've kind of waited all day to release a video here because it's getting near the end of the day. It's time to go watch the World Series. I posted over there on Twitter yesterday and this morning. I posted over there on the community tab. So if you're using your cell phone, it should have shown up in your list that the launch pad was relaunched last night for the Blockchain Backer 702 NFT digital art collection. We've talked about this all week, and then it got paused out due to extremely high traffic happening in there, but it did get turned back on. The amazing thing is it worked phenomenally. The site has been acting incredibly smooth. It's been working great with the XRP ledger. And last night when it went live, we had our first sellout happen just in a couple of minutes. It was amazing. It happened so fast, I almost missed it. I almost thought it was broken because I'm like, I'm not seeing any come in for May the Fib be with you. And I had to scroll way back to see that it was in the first minute that it just got wiped out. But then so did the event. The event ended up getting sold out as well. The 702 battle ended up getting sold out or minted out as well. And it's just been an absolute unreal moment. It's been very stressful this past week with, getting to the point of where we finally turned it on to get it minting. And then after 5 hours, you pretty much broke everything. It was like, of all the scenarios you create in your head, you're like, gosh, are people going to think what I made is really dumb? You create all these negative scenarios in your head of how it could go wrong. And the last thing you think is, no, you were so wrong. It's going to do phenomenal. And it's going to do so phenomenal. It's going to break everything. And then you're not going to be able to mint it. That was not the scenario that went through my head. But I know not everybody knows that it has been turned back on. Some of them have sold out. You can check it out over there at OnXRP. I have the link to it over here on my Twitter. But if you find yourself over here on their website, OnXRP, you just go to NFT Marketplace. Sometimes it will bring you directly to the mint page where you can click on mint down here. But if you find yourself on the home page as well, you'll see the blockchain backer will actually scroll here across the top of the screen. Then you just click. And then right here, mint on Launchpad. Go to the Launchpad, and then you'll have them all listed in here. Some of them are minted out, but some of them are still available. So it's been a week of 18-hour days. And I'm not joking by that. I mean 4 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night every single day. And today was no different. I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Here it is late afternoon, and I'm actually going to call it quits today and make it only a 12-hour day today. And I think I actually am going to take tomorrow off. So what a grind it has been. I'm so thrilled to see it up there. I'm thrilled to see the crypto market cap moving its way back up. It's been nice to get some green action. I'm optimistic about it. I understand it. People want to be scared of that 200-day moving average. We saw what happened to it last time. It historically can be a rejection level, but we've been spending so many months presenting the case on why the bottom is in. And even in that exact scenario of why the bottom is in, this is precisely where the 200-day moving average comes in. We just work through it and then, on to the next. So just a waiting game to get through it. And on that note, this dude is signing out. I'm done for the weekend. I hope you are too. Have a good one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you could be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.